have been going back and forth about this decision for months. The healthcare system is really bad, really expensive to live here and have a really good quality of life. It's not being sustainable. Paying like £1,400 a month. Flight tickets are cheap. What are your 3 priorities? I'm gonna miss the food. Peak hour is not fun. So overcrowded on the tubes. Some of my favorite things about London, this might help you as well. My decision came down to 2 things. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Obviously you've seen the title, and yes, after an incredible 2.5 years in London, I am leaving to go back to Australia. I came to London chasing adventure, exploration, and self-discovery, and I'm so happy to say I've accomplished what I set out to do. I have an incredible community here of people. I've traveled to over 15 countries. I've even extended my visa to stay 1 more summer because this city has a piece of my heart. I really do love it here. But you know what they say, you can have everything you want, but not all of it at the same time. And it's time for me to start a new chapter now. I wanted to make this video to give you guys an update on why I'm moving back, but also to share some of the lessons that I have learned and things that I wish I had known before moving here. So if you're thinking about making the big move, or you are in a similar situation, trying to make the decision whether or not to move back home, this video might help you. This is my 2 pence, so you don't make some of the mistakes I have made initially, and you can make better decisions than me. I'm gonna break this video down into 3 sections: the highs and lows, why I'm really leaving London, and what's next for me. I'm gonna start with the lows and finish with the highs. I have loved being in London. It has been amazing, but I'm not going to pretend it's been easy. I have been challenged and tested in ways I didn't know it was possible. Honestly, there were parts that were just a fucking roller coaster, but that's part of the experience, and I think part of the reason why it has felt so transformative being here. Without going into too much detail, I really struggled with my physical and mental health while I was here, and it was tough. I've been very blessed the majority of my life. I've never really had any health issues, so to be facing a health challenge for the first time alone on the other side of the world, it was a lot. It was a lot, y'all. I crashed out at one point, especially because the healthcare system here is really bad in terms of being able to even schedule an appointment. Like, it is so tough to schedule an appointment. You have to call the GP like 8 o'clock in the morning, and you'll be like caller number 10. And even when you get an appointment, it'll be like in 3 weeks' time. The wait times are just absolutely ridiculous, and they'll refer you to like a pharmacist before you get through to a GP. It's a lot. It's not fun. If you do have ongoing health issues, that's something really important to consider before you move here. Maybe even get private health if that's something that you can afford. And obviously once you get here, like, register with a GP straight away. It's not like Australia, or I don't even know how it works in other parts of the world, where you can just go to any GP practice. Here you have to register for a specific one, and you can only go to that specific one. The next thing is the loneliness factor. It took me a while to find my people, and before that it was really lonely and tough. And that's coming from someone that was used to spending a lot of time alone. So if you're thinking about moving here, join as many communities as you can. Say yes to everything. There's Facebook groups, join activities, say yes to work drinks. You can use like the dating apps. They've got like best friend features. I met a couple people through there. I met people through Facebook groups. I met people out. So I definitely recommend just hanging out with anyone and everyone, because it can get like really, really lonely. I remember in the beginning, I literally was hanging out with the most random people. I feel like I can say this now because it was mutual, but like, I would just hang out with random people that didn't really feel like my people. Once I sort of strayed away from that, because I just felt like I wasn't really connecting, it took me a long time to find my people, but once you find them, it is amazing, and you just have an amazing group of people that you can explore the city with and travel with, and you make lifelong connection. The winters, let me tell you, they are brutal. They are very brutal. They are not lying when they say they are bad. The sun rises at 8 a.m. and like in the heart and the deep dark and depth of winter, the sun will rise at 8 a.m. and it will set at like 3 p.m. And it is tough. It feels like it lasts 9 months of the year. I didn't think it was going to affect me as much as it did, because in the beginning it really did feel just cozy, and it was so different from what I was used to. But after 2 winters, I'm leaving at the end of summer for a reason, because I'm not trying to do another winter, I'm not partaking in that. It's really important to take your vitamin D supplements. You can do like light therapy, seasonal depression, they call it. It's like an actual thing here. I've seen advertisements for it. It's called SAD. Is very real here. I think I survived the majority of like my time here quite well because I was going on holiday to like warm places. I was going on holiday to places where the sun comes out at least every 4 to 6 weeks. So that was the whole point of me being here, was like trying to travel a lot. So book as many holidays as you can afford. Another low is the public transport system because it gets so overcrowded on the tubes and the trains during peak hour. So I really miss being able to drive to work. Peak hour is not fun. Like I get to work 30 minutes before every shift now. Because if I wait till peak hour, I will have my face pressed against the glass, like on the tube doors, the whole way until I get into work. And the last thing I want to say on the lows of being in London is, of course, the cost of living. It is really expensive to live here and have a really good quality of life. Rent can be 30-40% of your monthly salary. That's if you decide to live somewhere where you're not sharing with like 6 people. Even if you live further out, to get like a high-rise apartment, you're paying like £1,400 a month. If you've got a 1-bedroom high-rise apartment, like an hour and like 30 minutes away from London, that's how much you would pay. And then if you work in London, you have to think about like how much your commuting costs are going to be, which will be at least like, you know, £20-40 a day sometimes. So it is very, very expensive. And of course, like the groceries as well. I just could not get my taste buds around the food here. The only store that I liked the produce from was Waitrose. That's only just like their fruit and stuff either. Not everything from there actually tastes nice. And just like organic fruits and vegetables. Organic is really expensive and Waitrose is also really expensive. So it's not really a practical solution. It would just be like times where I got like really desperate, I would have to like go to those places. You just got to like really factor in the expense side of it. And if you're willing to sacrifice those things, if you're willing to sacrifice like, you know, poor quality food to have the experience, then of course like go for it. But it's just, you know, something to consider. That's my insight and that's my experience. Now onto the highs. Of course, like I said, I've loved being here for the most part. Some of my favorite things about London is the people. I really feel like I made the most amazing connections here. When I moved here, I actually didn't know anyone. I knew people that knew people, but they weren't people that I would really reach out to. So being able to like come here and feel like I genuinely connected with my people and found people that are on the same wavelength as me, on the same journey of life as me, at the same stage. I don't know, it's just been amazing and I'm gonna miss them. I feel like family, essentially. I remember before I moved thinking about like all the people I was going to meet, and like there are people out there that I haven't yet met that were going to be like so important in my life. And I remember just being super excited about that, and I feel like I really found that. I highly encourage you, like once you get here, go to events. Your work colleagues, obviously you spend a lot of time with them, so hopefully you have some cool colleagues. But I've met some of my favorite people at work, and also like through like online groups, online like event spaces, Instagram. I'm gonna miss the food. London has turned me into such a foodie. There is so much cultural diversity, and of course like with that comes a lot of different types of cuisine, and I just love trying different types of food. Even just being able to open up my Uber Eats and have like 10-15 different types of cuisines, 15 minutes drive away. Just stuff that you never would be able to get like anywhere else, like Afghanistan cuisine. Actually, let me have a look. Like, let me tell you exactly. All right, so we've got, like I said, Afghan, Chinese, Japanese, Eastern European, Moroccan, Malaysian, Nigerian, Portuguese, Argentinian, African, falafel, Iranian, Pakistani, Jamaican, Spanish, Romanian. These are actual categories like on the Uber Eats app. Filipino, kosher, gluten-free, Nepalese, West African. Did you get it? Like Taiwanese, Persian, Cantonese, like it's just incredible. Yeah, so obviously there's like a lot of different types of like cuisines, but also just they've got amazing like bakeries. That's my favorite thing. And just like super cozy cafes. Yeah, I'm really gonna miss that, because Brisbane, can't lie, like they do food well. I feel like that's the main thing to do in Brisbane. It's like go out to like restaurants and like rooftop bars, but yeah, I'm gonna miss the food scene here. Ease of travel, of course, I'm gonna miss being able to just travel to Europe within 2 hours. I've traveled around the UK as well. I've been to Manchester, Brighton, Essex. Since I've been here, I've done 15 to 20 different countries. There's places that I used to like dream about or see on Instagram, but like I want to go there, and it's just amazing to be able to like have done that. There are a lot of like cheap airlines that you can use, like Wizz Air, Ryanair, Jet2. I've done a lot of like package holidays. Mind you, flight tickets are cheap, but then you can only take like a backpack. But you know, that's just like part of the deal. And there's been a couple of times where I have taken like the cheaper deals just to get the experience and not necessarily taking a lot of stuff with me, which as a girl is really annoying because, you know, I'm trying to take my makeup, I'm trying to take like 20 different outfits with me. But yeah, where else in the world can you do that? Not very many places. So that's something I'm really, really going to miss about being in London. Even just Eurostar, being able to take like a 2-hour train, I think it is, to Paris. I went on a day trip to Lille with my colleagues. We literally left at like 7 a.m, came back at 8 p.m. I've been on a day trip to Albania, Tirana. You just can't do that in Australia because Australia is 7 hours from the nearest anywhere. Even the nearest city is like, you know, a 3-4 hour flight away. I mean, depending on like whereabouts in Australia we're from. I'm really going to miss the music and community scene here. Obviously there's so many like events on, especially during the summer, all the time for like Afro beats, Amapiano. There's always like concerts or shows, or some big artist is always coming. Like Wireless was on last weekend. They had Drake, they had Burna, they had Thames, they have Thames? That could be a lie. Events in Paris. They have day parties in Berlin that you can go to. I just came back from Malta, which was like a 3-4-5 day music festival. And there's Afro Nation Portugal as well. The music and the event scene here are just unmatched. The other thing is the seasons. I feel like in London, you get 3 proper seasons. You get spring, which is absolutely incredible. You get autumn, which is also beautiful because you see all the leaves like changing color. You get winter, of course. Summer's a little hit and miss, but compared to Australia where you literally get summer, which is like 11 months of the year, and then you get like 4 weeks of winter in June, July. It's such a novelty being able to experience that. And I don't know, I really take notice of what's going on like in my environment. I love like looking outside when I wake up and just be like, what's the day doing? And just like looking at different plants, and the climate isn't scorching hot and you can have different varieties. I don't mind the fact that like it's somewhat like cool here for the majority of the year, because you can also like dress up, whereas in Australia you can't really style yourself because most of the time it's hot. And it's not only is it hot, you're also like humid and sticky and all your clothes stick to you. So when you're getting dressed, you're just thinking about like wearing the least amount of fabric possible so nothing sticks to you. But Betty, if you love London so much, then why are you leaving? I hear you. I do hear you. My decision came down to 2 things. This might help you as well if you're thinking about moving over or you're here and you're trying to decide whether to stay or go. For me, the first thing, family is a really big priority for me in my life, and I want to be closer to my sister and my parents. While all the FaceTime calls, the messages, sending each other reels have been great, it just feels like there's a big family-shaped void in my life, and the more time I spend here, the bigger and bigger it gets. So this is really important to like ask yourself, like, what are your 3 priorities for you, like in your life? For me, it's my health, then my friends and family. And it just felt like here, as I said earlier, my health was not the best, and then I was away from my friends and family, so it didn't make sense for me to still be staying here. And the second thing is my future and my finances. I came here at 23 to explore and discover myself, and at 26 I'm just moving to a different phase of life where I'm ready to build. If I continue on the current trajectory that I am on, I am not going to enjoy the next decade of my life. And I could have stayed here and made it work because I have been spending a lot of money like traveling and whatnot. I could have stayed here and made it work. I could have not gone out as much. I could have not traveled as much. I could have shopped like really cheaply, not bought as much stuff. But it doesn't make sense for me to be here, not making the most out of the city, and being away from my family. If I'm going to do that, I might as well just be like at home where it's a bit easier. The quality of life is better. And like I said, I want my 30s to be a lot better than what my 20s were. And if I want that to happen, I need to start planning and building and working towards that. And what I've been doing has not been sustainable. And I knew that. I didn't come here to save money. I came here for the adventure, the exploration, just to live my best life. That is all fun and good, but at some point, girls gotta take some responsibility and grow up. A good thing to do would be to make like a 5-year projection for yourself. Like, what do you want life to look like in 5 years? Do you want a family? Do you want to have your own home? Do you want to still be renting? Do you want to be married? Do you still want to be traveling or not? Like, do a financial projection for how you want life to look like in the next few years. Because if you're happy where you are now, then great, like stay in London, make the move, whatnot. Things take time, like, you know, making money takes time, saving money takes time and whatnot. You just got to like really think about that and plan for those things. So what's next for the channel? For as long as I can remember, I've wanted my cake and to eat it too. It's a very bad trait because you're just in constant resistance, but I really wanted to document a lot of like my life here, do vlogs and like show you like more stuff in London, but I just didn't enjoy whipping out the camera. I really just wanted to be in the moment. So that's why you got as many vlogs as you did, which wasn't very many. Like most of my vlogs are like travel vlogs. So I want to pivot more into reflective type of videos on purpose, identity, self-discovery, lessons I learned in my 20s and things I wish I had been told, because I made a lot of mistakes and struggled a lot during my 20s. So I want to make a lot more talking head videos about that. But of course, travel is always going to be like a big part of my life. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. So there'll be travel vlogs, and I'm sure I'll do the occasional vlog because I do enjoy sharing my life on here, but it just won't be as much as it has been. And yeah, I think the travel content will be really fun because I'm going to be doing a lot more of Australia and like Southeast Asia. It won't be as frequent because obviously like I'm moving back to save money and build my finances and whatnot, but there'll still be like bits and bobs in there. So I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that stuck around the last couple of years. I know some of you followed me because of my move here. I hope you will stick around. If you're curious about what's coming next, don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.